I am regularly uploading the videos of the classes, okay, to Ilias. Um, so you can have a look there, okay, of the record. If there is any issue with the records, let me know. I know that you are looking at it because when I take some time to upload them, usually somebody writes me like, "Hey, Javi, and I need the video, please." So, okay. So today we are going to change the topic. Okay. Today we are not going to use Grasshopper anymore because we are going to have an overview of artificial intelligence applied to architecture. Okay. Well, first of all, guys, um, what is artificial intelligence? Because there is a lot of noise and confusion out there. Everything that now is produced with a computer, they call it almost artificial intelligence. So, and they are mixing techniques with models, with I mean, it's a very big thing, and also everyone nowadays is talking about it. So I have tried to summarize the best way I could what is artificial intelligence and the four types of artificial intelligence that are used in architecture, okay? Or that also that are available nowadays. There are a little bit more, but those are the most important ones, okay? What is artificial intelligence? It's a technology with which we can create intelligent system that can simulate human intelligence, okay? The problem of this term, of this definition is that it is very broad. A lot of terms can be included here, and that's why the confusion and all this noise that you can read in social media, newspapers everywhere is coming. What do we have? We have four types of artificial intelligence, okay? The first one I call it symbolic AI. Then we have search and planning, evolutionary computation, and machine learning, okay? What is symbolic AI? Symbolic AI reason with symbol, rules, and explicit knowledge. Basically, how it works is, for example, like this, no? I enter with whatever, with a question, with, for example, a geometry in Grasshopper, and then my definition, the program, uh, understand, for example, if the applicant is qualified, if he has experience, is yes, and if not, is not, is rejected. Okay, so this is like an automatic process. Okay, how it works: human define rules and logic explicitly. The system follows those rules to make decisions. So the output is predictable, fully predictable. We know that the output is, we only have in this case two outputs, no, or accepted or rejected, no more. Okay. This AI doesn't learn from data. It doesn't learn through the time. Use structured predefined knowledge. This is what we are talking now, right? Rules are explicit and absolute and are written in advance. Always we will have the same outcome. No uncertainty, okay? If A is true and B is true, then C is true. This will be an example, okay? First check A, then check B, and then the result is C. If A or B is not true, C is not true. Okay, we only have two options. At the moment, this is very similar what you have done with me in the classes. Okay, we enter with one geometry in our system. We do some process in this geometry and we receive an outcome. Okay, the outcome, I mean, if the program is correct, if your grasshopper definition is correct, the output is predictable. Okay, we test this grasshopper definition a lot of time with different geometries and all the stuff. The output is predicted. We can implement, at the moment, we haven't implemented like a bypass in Grasshopper. Like if something, imagine if I enter with a curve, this happens. If I enter with a surface, this other function take place, no? But it's feasible to do it also, okay? So guys, this is very similar what you have done with me, okay? What we are going to do here in class is today we are going to work, even if you don't know it, we are going to work with machine learning models, okay? And tomorrow, next class, we will use evolutionary computation. I am going to show you how to use Galapagos, okay? Galapagos and Finch. We are going to work also with Finch. Search and planning. Search and planning is something that is called also brute force, basically. Is explore many solutions to find the best one. Symbolic and state space reasoning is called this thing. How it works. Imagine that you have a lot of, instead of having this simple diagram, we have a very complex diagram with every node in this diagram is one solution, okay? So you can take all the solutions and try a lot of different outputs, okay? So the process is if A doesn't work, then try B. If B doesn't work, then try C. Continue until a solution is found. So you are gonna run through the whole set of data and find one solution, okay? This can be done with something that is called a loop, okay? In Grasshopper, we can implement also loops. We are not going to see it in class, but we can implement a loop to go through all information, okay? Through all processes. Define a problem as a search space, use heuristics or algorithms to navigate this space efficiently. It's not exactly brute force because it uses some algorithms or also heuristics is called to find the solution faster than going one by one. But at the end, let's say the reasoning of this process is limited, okay? Data represent possible states or configurations, no learning from past examples. Okay, there is no learning. The way that data is treated is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order. Okay, no learning process. The system tries possibilities. Order may be guided, but logic is still try and see. Okay, but here heuristics, constraint satisfaction. There are different algorithms that can be implemented here to get a solution faster. Okay. Search and planning. Then we have evolutionary computation. Okay. Evolutionary computation, the data where we start from is very similar to search and planning. Okay. The difference with this one is how we find the solution. Okay. The way that evolutionary computation works is that explore a population of candidate solutions through iterative selection and variation. Okay? First of all, we generate a population of possible solutions, all possible solutions that could be achieved. Okay? Then, this is the difference, we apply selection, mutation, and recombination, which are concepts that they study in computer science to find the best solution, okay? And then you develop something that is called generations. We will see this next week, okay? To find the best possible solution. We have 2 exercises for next week. One of them will be finding the biggest building that can be built in one plot, okay? And another one will be finding the minimum bounding box to mill an object with a robotic arm, okay? Using evolutionary computation. That data is a population of candidate solutions, no label data set required. What does it mean is that we don't need to put labels. We are going to learn what is labels in this case, okay, later, but not yet. No explicit rules or ground truth. The system applies evolutionary mechanism. Better solutions are more likely to survive and generate new ones. It's like Mendel. I think that all of you have studied Gregory Mendel and the I don't know how it's called in English. The no, it's not peanuts. It's well, you know, right? How they combine between them and how we find the next generation. So a lot of these concepts are applied um, in these models. Okay. Create as many variations as possible of A, B, and C. Select the fittest. The fittest means the one which are more suitable for one problem. And here comes the thing. This is a solution of single problems. Can be also a solution for multiple ones, but these request different models, okay? And then recombine the fittest and mutate them over generations, trying to find the best one for a possible solution. Okay, this is the interface of Galapagos. We will see it next week. Okay, remember this. Then we have, and the latest one, which is what most people understand of AI, but also the rest things, guys, is also AI. Okay, it's not only machine learning. But what is machine learning? What is machine learning? Seems that is, I mean, all these concepts that we are talking about seems that they are new. I think evolutionary computation began in the 50s. Machine learning, I think, in the 60s or 70s. The thing is that today we are applying machine learning in our daily life. But before, nobody knew. I mean, I think that 5, 6, 7 years ago, who has heard about machine learning? I think that no one of us, at least not me. But nowadays, I can hear machine learning in a lot of places. Okay. Machine learning is a subfield of AI. All of them are subfields, but this is another one which allows machines to learn from data or past experience without being explicitly programmed. This is the big difference here, guys. The rest of cases of AI, you need to program it. You need to do it. With machine learning, it's not like, I mean, at a certain level, you need to program, but when you have programmed it, then the system runs by itself. Doesn't need any type of supervision, let's say, okay? Models are trained on data or experience, perform and improve with more data. The problem with machine learning is that it needs huge amount of data. It's not, I imagine, I want to find dogs or cats in images, okay? You need to provide a huge amount of cat images for the model to be able for this to work. This has a process, okay? We are going to see it now in this class, but this has a process and requires a lot of data. Uses data sets, label, unlabel, or experiential. This is called. Learning is statistical. It learns, we will see it later. I think that with examples it's going to be clear. Machine learning systems do not learn rules explicitly. They learn probabilistic patterns from data and make prediction based on likelihood, not explicit rules. Before, we were giving rules. Even in this case, in evolutionary computation, you give rules to your model. You will see it. In this case, there are no rules, no explicit rules. Here is like, it's like human knowledge, you know? It's like I'm saying, can you find a cat in these images? What is a cat? Yeah, a cat, we understand each other what is a cat, but a lion can be considered a cat, or I don't know, any type of what, there are a lot of type of cats, right? So so yeah, at the end, the information doesn't have to be as strict as this one, the final solution, okay? And this is the process it works, okay? You should provide with data. You need to train the model, and this is the thing, you need to train your model for it to work properly. You need to optimize the model, evaluate what is the output, and finally the model will be ready to use. I try to use an example with you on machine learning in class. The problem is that it takes super long. It's really, really long. It's not possible to do it even in 5 classes. We need way more. So this is not possible. We're going to use models that are already there, and I'm going to show you examples of machine learning, but not yet ready, okay? So let's going to see some examples, okay? What is symbolic AI? The first one. We have expert system, rule-based decision system, or configuration systems, okay? Expert system, medical diagnosis based on predefined rules. If symptom is A plus B, the disease is C, okay? You just follow this diagram, okay? This is something that is called expert system. Rule-based decision system. For example, this is used by credit approval, okay? When you go to the bank and say, hey, I need a credit to buy a house. The first thing that you're going to apply is an interface in the website that you're going to fill the application form, you're going to submit it, they will check. If it's not complete, it's canceled. If it's complete, check eligibility. If it's not eligible, decline. If it's eligible, return credit report, then needs to go to the Google. Okay, you follow all the steps, and then finally you get a fraud score. Okay, how possible is that you don't get back the money that the bank is giving you to buy a house? Okay. This is rule-based decision system, or maybe you want to buy a nice Porsche or a Mercedes. I don't know, maybe I can, but assembly products based on constraints. Okay, you follow the steps. I want these wheels, I want this color, I want this whatever, okay, these seats. And at the end, you have a final price of your car, okay? Symbolic AI. Search and planning, the one that was more complex. For example, puzzle solving. I think that all of us has here that, I don't know, I think that some years ago, they put like the best chess player against machines. Some of them defeat the machine, other times they lost, things like this, no? So this is done with, for example, something that's called puzzle solving, okay? Chess game, since it's a game that is, I mean, depending on the movements, the outcome is predictable, no? So it tries all possible solutions and find the best one, depending the movement of each piece, no? Another one, pathfinding and navigation is also using search and planning. GPS route planning, when we use Google Maps, you know, to go somewhere, or robot motion planning. It check all possible ways to go from A to B and offer you the fastest one, okay? But all of these are checked, okay? And finally, also we have scheduling problems. For example, when we need to to find an appointment for something has to happen. This is called job shop scheduling problem. This is a computational computational problem that they solve, okay, using AI. And at the end is finding that having all these sets of tasks, finding the optimal timing where all these tasks can be performed and they can't overlap, okay? Good. Evolutionary computation, guys. For example, architecture samples is using structural design. Okay, we have a beam. This is grasshopper. This is what we're going to use next day. We have a beam, and we want to find the optimal design of this beam. Okay, so for this we use Galapagos, or not Galapagos, evolutionary computation. Okay, or for manufacturing, this is what we're going to do also. I have to manufacture this piece, so I need to find the minimum bounding box of material to, of course, save material, and then mill this with a robotic arm or with whatever tool, okay? And also for urbanism, okay, what is the best design for this area of the city if I want to optimize or maximize the pedestrian paths, okay, or bicycle paths, okay, or I don't know, or optimize it for dimension of houses, okay, things like this. Machine learning, this is the most complex one, okay, the examples, because machine learning offers different types of learning. We have unsupervised learning, supervised learning, self-supervised learning, and reinforcement learning, okay? All of them are different types of models of learn from data but assigned to machine learning. There is a lot of confusion here because I difference AI, for example, depending on the types of learning, but also you can difference AI using the application of it. Because the application of AI will be, for example, image recognition, or will be, I think that I have some examples here. Not yet, but well, image recognition and all the fields that are applied AI, this is the application, okay, of AI. But this is the way we feed with information the model, or the way that the that the model learns, okay? Unsupervised learning, learn from samples represented by features, okay? So imagine I have this data set, okay, no labels. This is not a strawberry, this is not a banana, but the model is able to recognize a pattern. Okay, at the end, okay, so all these three are similar, and these two also, and these three also. I don't know what it is. This can be bananas or it can be houses. I don't know, but they are similar. Okay, and this is a way, for example, what is happening with Amazon. Okay, when you find, for example, for a nice bedsore dog cushion, okay, then you have products related with this. Okay, products which are similar. Sometimes Amazon offers, and this happens because this is based in statistics, so it's not 100% correct always. Offers you a completely different product, okay? But most of the time it works, okay? This is unsupervised learning. Supervised learning, learn from sample represented by features plus labels. So I have the input data, my known data are images plus text, and then I ask, hey, what is this element? So it see the input data and then detects that this is a strawberry, okay? And this is what happened, for example, with your mobile phone, okay? You put your face and then it recognizes that it's you, okay? So then unlock your phone, okay? Self-supervised learning. Here comes a little bit the complexity of this and the place. I mean, this is where AI is going now, through these 2 points. Self-supervised learning, the system creates its own labels from data. I don't have to provide labels anymore, okay? We have a data set with no labels at all, and we feed this to a pre-trained model, okay? A little bit trained means, so this model has some training before, but the model is able to transfer the knowledge to a final model where we are going to organize the images with labels finally, okay? So this model is able to create its own labels to new images, okay? And this is what happened, for example, with mood recognition. You know, when you write a text, the model is able to recognize if you are happy, if you are sad, if you are angry, okay? Another type of learning is something that is called reinforcement learning, which is an agent, and this is considered like this. Agent learns what to do by interacting with an environment and receiving rewards or penalties, okay? I have an agent that is interacting. It has an interpreter, the environment, and if it drives correctly, in this case, the car, it receives a reward, okay? So the agent performs an action that goes to the environment, there is an interpreter, and then if it's correct, there is a reward. The problem is that when this is not correct in the car, there is a crash. Okay, so it's dangerous. But but this and this are two different ways of learning, but it's where most of the computational power is going right now. There are different types of model. This is types of learning, and also we have types of models. Okay, for example, one of them is artificial neural networks. The models uses or are differentiated between the different, depending the type of learning that they use. Okay, so for example, artificial neural networks. The first one that was done was in the 95, which is called pigeon discrimination of painting by Monet and Picasso. What they did is very simple. They showed two paintings to the pigeon, okay? And this represents the concept of the artificial neural networks. They show images of Picasso and Monet, which they are completely different styles, right? Whenever they show a Picasso drawing, a Picasso portrait, they give a reward to the pigeon, okay? And if the pigeon select the Monet drawing, there was no reward. What was the end of this? Pigeons were able to discriminate between both paintings with accuracy of 95% during training, paintings seen many times. Okay, so they have to train the model, they have to train the pigeon. Okay, in the test set, the accuracy was 85%. Okay, painting seen just one time, accuracy was 85. The key is the pigeons did not memorize the painting. The pigeon doesn't memorize the paintings of Picasso or the paintings of Monet because they show it a lot of different drawings, different portraits. They can extract and recognize pattern. They recognize a style. And they are able to generalize from what has already been seen to make decisions. This is called artificial neural networks because it works like this, like a neuron, I think it's called, right? You can create connections between different elements and find common patterns, okay? But at the end of the day, guys, what is behind all of this? Because it's for us, for the architects, all of this is like kind of a black box, right? We don't fully understand what is going on here. At the end of the day, is statistics and mathematics. Crazy good statistics, crazy good. And this is very important to understand because when we say that this is statistics, means that AI can give you the correct answer or not. And this is going to happen a lot of times. I'm sure that many of you are using now ChatGPT and stuff like this, right? So sometimes ChatGPT or whatever AI you are using gives you the correct answer you are expecting, or sometimes the answer is completely wrong. And even in really easy tasks, you know? And this is the reason because it's not a model that we have designed for a specific task. It's a model which is general, okay? It's very abstract. So let me 1 second. As I was saying, probabilities, not certainties. AI doesn't give definitive answer. Instead, it works with probabilities. For example, there is an 80% chance this design will be the most energy efficient based on prior data and simulation. But there is also a 20% chance that what AI is giving you is not the most energy efficient solution. Okay, that's the thing. In this case, for example, this is Grasshopper. Guys, we can use also Galapagos to introduce like a terrain, like a topography, and say, hey, I want to find the highest peak in the landscape, generate a population, and then through iterative processes, find the best points. Okay, here you have the process. Machine learning. The learning in AI is not magic, okay? It's about adjusting mathematical models to fit the data. Initially, a model might make large errors, but as it processes more data, it becomes better at making prediction. I asked ChatGPT, how much data is feeding ChatGPT at the moment? And the answer was real-time tools. It doesn't give me a proper answer, to be honest, but are generated based on a mixture of pre-trained knowledge, use provide context, real-time tools. Doesn't give you a proper answer, but it's like it's using data from a lot of sources, okay, and different inputs. And there is people working, feeding this model with more information. How AI learns, training with data, then uses mathematical algorithms, and it has feedback loops, and it's repeating this process over and over again. This will be like a graphical process of how it works through a lot of information on a looping process. At the end, AI is able to have a structured data process, okay, and giving the correct info using this information. But for what, I mean, where is AI using in AEC industry is architecture, engineering, and construction industry. Where is AI used in our field, in the architecture field? Design and early stage planning. This is what we are doing mostly in this class, guys, in this course. Generate and evaluating many design options, exploring trade-offs. I like, well, this is for optimization, okay? But at the end, it's like having a early design process for your projects using AI. This is very useful. And for example, having like a proposal for a floor plan, we are going to use this tool, okay? Creating a floor plan automatically out of a perimeter for our buildings, okay? But, you know, it's not the final. AI, even, I don't know, you find a lot of people saying, oh, AI is going to, like all architects will make no sense because we have AI and stuff like this. This is not true at all. I mean, all these people, they are saying these things, it's like they haven't tried AI. And really, AI is not working well today. I had to test a lot of models to be able to find one that was finally suitable for this class. And you're going to see it. We are going to work with different models today. And it doesn't work really well sometimes. Sometimes, yes, it's getting better through the pass of time, and this is evolving really fast, but it's not the best at today. For BIM and coordination, we use also AI. This is very useful to find classes. For example, hey, I have a BIM, check all BIMs in my building with all HVAC conduits. Okay, let's see if there is any class with it, and then tell you all classes. Okay. Construction and site monitoring, interpreting images and video from site, tracking progress and safety. To be honest, I haven't seen this yet. Like there are some companies like Build Docs that they say that they are going to put cameras. I don't know how it works, to be honest, but they are going to put cameras in the helmets of the people in the construction site, and they will be tracking the construction process, comparing it with the plan. Okay. Also, this one I have used is Procore. Procore is a platform that companies that are involved in one construction project, they can share information there. And then Procore, using a model that is called Helix Intelligence, it can check how it is fitting the process, the construction process, giving a timeline. Okay. Procore is really useful. We are going to use Finch here. Finch is a tool you will see. It's a bit, we will use it a little bit. I mean, I'm going to show you how it works. I think not today, sorry, next week. Okay. For energy, sustainability, and performance, you can input a building and say, hey, I want the optimized version of this building for daylight or passive techniques. Autodesk has here one really cool tool, which is called Forma. Okay. But not only in the design process, also in the construction. Siemens, for example, the intention here is like having buildings which are smart. They put sensors inside your building and adjust the opening of the windows, the heating, and many different parameters that influence in this in the climatic, let's say, in the environment of your building, adjusting those elements. Okay. Or, for example, also for fabrication and robotics. Okay. There is this company, Concrete.tech, that taking pictures of concrete, they can check if the concrete is cured or it needs more time, what is the resistance of this concrete. They can check material behavior based on images. Okay. And we have also, for example, what we are doing in DDF, in this professorship, using reclaimed wood pieces that we are scanning, finding a catalog, and later using this catalog to build, in this case, a slab. Okay. And finally, facility management. Do you know what is facility management? It's like the management of the life of the building after the construction. Okay. So, for example, IBM has one tool where you can check based on a 3D model how is, for example, conduit or I don't know, or a pipe in your building, HVAC system. They have a location, and it tells you if there is a risk and you need to change it or okay. For this, again, you need to provide data, and this is why BIM nowadays is also getting so. I mean, nowadays. I'm getting older, but BIM started, I don't know. In my case, I learned BIM 10 years or 12 years ago. Then, yeah, this is the reason why, because a lot of people can benefit from the model. The model has to be done correctly, and there is a lot of hype there, to be honest. But yeah, it's useful. Okay. So this is the usage in construction. What are we going to use? For example, we can use AI models like ChatGPT, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot just for text generation. I asked ChatGPT for what can I use ChatGPT? I mostly use ChatGPT for text, I have to say. I didn't use for images until I start preparing the course. It's also useful for images, and you can use it for more stuff. But those are the uses of ChatGPT: tables, images, code. This is really useful. Generated code with ChatGPT works really well. Text, tables, math and calculations, and logic and decision trees. Okay. So well, let's going to use a little bit of AI. There are multiple AI tools we can use. Midjourney, Nano Banana, Stable Diffusion is another one. DALL-E is the module of ChatGPT to generate images. And always work the same, no? You write an input. This is the input I brought. Hyper-realistic illustration styler A, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is coming, guys. So you want to have a present with your beloved one. You can make, I don't know, some ChatGPT, some image input. I'm not responsible for this, okay? Claypar, I mean, there was the input, and then the output was this. This I did it with Midjourney, okay? Midjourney is really crazy good for inputs with text getting images, but for editing images at the end of the day, it's not that good. Okay, we are going to use also Finch and Plan Finder. The input will be rectangle of our building, okay? And in this case, we will be able to have different layouts depending the number of rooms that we want, okay? This is Grasshopper. I think that you recognize already the visuality, the graphics, no? This is Finch. The output of Finch is something like this, and I will show you how Finch works. We are not going to use it. If you want, I recommend that you open a free account. I will send an email next week of Finch to see how it works with me. Okay, a lot of offices are using Finch at the moment. The problem is that it's expensive, you know. And also, I mean, the usage of evolutionary algorithms, I was saying, no? For clustering or for urbanism, there are multiple options, no? Good, so let's going to start. We are gonna do some exercises here together in class, okay? That I have prepared with images. For the exercises, I have used some of them with Midjourney. The first one is simple building image. We are going to start with a screenshot from Rhino. Okay, so get your Rhino, for example, like this. I already did it, like this, and put a prompt. Okay, usually in the prompt, like if you have a preference in architecture style or an architect that you like, or this works really well. Building of 20 floors in New York City, this is the context, like Habitat 67 of Safdie Architect. All of you know this project, right? It's a very radical one. Let me show you. Hey, what I have there? Here. Yep. I think all of you know. This is the what we will have to do next week, okay? This is the project. Okay. I don't remember when it was built, but this is built. Okay, this is a housing project. So based on this, I say, hey, I want a building which looks like this one. Okay. I did it also. You can do it with ChatGPT, with Nano Banana Pro, with Midjourney. I don't know. Let's go now, for example, here the input was using the provided geometry as a strict geometric and perspective reference, because I want to keep this this perspective. Design a contemporary architectural building that follows exactly the same camera angle, vanishing points, horizontal line, and proportions of the original images. By the way, these prompts, you can generate them with ChatGPT also. So it's like feeding the model by itself. The building should look like Le Corbusier, France, Marcel, Unité d'Habitation, environment like in New York, realistic image. ChatGPT, give me this thing. He didn't care at all about their perspective, okay? But for example, Nano Banana Pro, give me this one, which is really good, okay? Midjourney, give me this thing, which is not good at all. Midjourney for this type of geometry is not the best. It was the best in the past year, but this evolved really fast. From my point of view, Nano Banana Pro is the most useful one. Let's gonna go there. Let me 1 second. Where do I have my account here? Okay. I have it in Spanish. Well, let's going to do it together. This is my ChatGPT. Well, this is I was researching something. I click on new chat. Okay, and then this is the prompt. Okay, are you here with me, guys? Can we start using models together? All of you have access to ChatGPT. I'm using the paid version, but I think that is the same. By the way, check it. I have, for example, the Stoyer code. I use ChatGPT to help me with the Stoyer declaration, but with being very, very, very careful. I read everything, and it gives you a lot of hints, but also makes a lot of errors. So you have to be you have to take care of this. Here with me, all of you. So the process will be I am going to, let's go to this one, no? You can isolate your building like this. I am using the view that we have in class because usually this improves the output, no? So I'm gonna have a look now, like, I don't know, I want to look like this. It's very abstract, I know, but let's going to do it like this, okay? And it's also like the proportions are very thin, but let's gonna get an image out of here. Okay, I have here my screenshot. And then I go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I want this image. I can drag and drop. Okay, I get the image. And then I put the prompt. The prompt is going to be this huge prompt. I'm going to copy also in the chat for you. If you don't want to write the prompt, you can ask ChatGPT also to write the prompt for you. Let me wait the chat here. Chat. Here we go. This is going to be my prompt. Okay. Let's going to see what I have. Yep. You can do whatever style you like, guys. This is just to play together. And when I play this, okay. So my prompt, and then click send. Then analyze the images and start the process. You can also use Gemini. There is a bit of confusion with Nano Banana Pro 3. Take care with this because this is not Nano Banana. This is not Nano Banana. Okay, there is a lot of fake Nano Banana. Nano Banana is Gemini. Okay, it's not fake. This is called wrappers. Okay, a wrapper is a model that somebody has done, somebody has programmed using Nano Banana. So it's using at the end the source. Okay, but I mean, I usually, to be honest, I go to the source and don't use this because usually you have to pay. Nano Banana, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but this is free, right? Nano Banana ausprobieren. Okay, here we go. Hey, but I am logged in here. So the process is the same. Hey, but it's in German. Well, doesn't matter. I have to click, in this case, in Nano Banana, I have to tell it what I want. I want to build an image, okay? And then this is going to be Ivar. No, sorry. I need to copy my prompt from here or from the, I'm going to copy from the chat because copying it from here, from the presentation doesn't work. So I go here, paste it, okay? And then I provide an image. For the image, I can do the same. I can drag and drop. Let's see what we have. Guys, do you have the same as me? Are you following me? Yes, yes. Come on, somebody can say something. Otherwise, this is very boring, me all time talking. Can somebody show the images that you are doing, or can we share the images maybe? Let's see what ChatGPT is giving me. Where's ChatGPT? Oh, it works. Amazing. Okay, super cool. The other one didn't work for me at all. Okay, here you go. Let's see Nano Banana. Well, Nano Banana, where is? Is here. Okay, Nano Banana, as I told you, for me, top notch. Recommended for your classes, guys. Use Nano Banana. It's free, right? I mean, you have the same. I don't know because I have the Plus version also. I have no Google Drive. I don't know if this affects something in Nano Banana. For you, it's the same, right? For you, the same, right, guys? Nano Banana. There is no difference. Okay, cool. And now, let me explain you something. I go to what was the best the last year, and I still think is the best, but it's paid version. Midjourney. Okay, Midjourney works very similar. It's a bit more complex because you have more options to generate. Here you have all the images I was generating. You can create video, image prompt, and for the image prompt, you can do a style reference of omni references. Usually, the way it works better is like this. I'm going to copy the prompt, okay? I'm gonna put my prompt image here, okay? And image prompt, a style reference of omni reference. Use a person likeness or an object's form, and a style reference, use the style of an image. Usually here you have to attach another image. If you can find a similar image of the project with the perspective that your building has, kind of, okay, it doesn't have to be the same. For example, this one, okay? I am going to save the image, okay? In the most organized folder in my computer, the desktop. And then I am going to place there the image, unite, okay? Unite, here we go. Let's see if it works. This cost $10, which is at the end of the day like 8 or 9 euros per month. It was worth it before, but nowadays I'm not sure. You see, it doesn't work very well with this type of images. For Midjourney, it's kind of hard to abstract the image and find the. There are a lot of tweaks, a lot of settings you can touch here: stylization, wireness, variety. From my point of view, the Midjourney started, guys, being used in something that is called Discord. Do you know what is Discord? I mean, you're way younger than me, for sure. You know what is Discord. I don't use Discord since I'm not playing games, but there is a bot in Discord that uses Midjourney, and this was the way you had to interact with the model. For me, it was better when we were using Midjourney under Discord. You can still use it. Everyone nowadays use the interface. I'm not very happy with the interface, to be honest, and generate some weird results. For realistic images, this is super cool, but other ones is not very, very useful. Okay, did you generate your images of Le Corbusier or I don't know, Habitat 67 or Billiard Ingles or whatever, guys? I also generate, for example, with the twisted building. I told him that the building should look like the turning torso of Calatrava. And I used this image. Check it, the result with Nano Banana. It was super cool, right? Midjourney again, not exactly. And here we have the ChatGPT, which made a weird thing and didn't care about the building. Are you following me, guys? All good? Somebody wants to share their images with the rest of the class, or we can have a look? No? Come on, somebody. Otherwise, I'm here talking the whole time.
So I didn't do the completely same prompt, but I did something
Yeah,
quite
feel
quite
feel
similar.
feel free. I mean, you can generate whatever you like. Who is talking, by the way? I don't see here the name. Ah, Nelly. Cool, cool.
Yes.
Can you share maybe your screen and we have a look? You have seen mine. Can we see a little bit what you are generating there? Check it
Yeah,
what
I
I did in
tried
my
to,
page.
but it's not working.
It's not working for you completely?
You're not allowing me to share.
Ah, okay, wait a second. Now you can share your screen. Thank you for sharing, Nelly. Otherwise, this is very boring all the time, me talking. And where is the Zoom thing? I stopped sharing. I stopped sharing. Wait a second. Ah, now I can see yours. Cool, cool. Well,
You
no,
can.
I don't see your screen now. I just see your name. You can start
Oh,
sharing.
yeah. Unfortunately, I have something turned on that Zoom is not allowed to share my screen. I think I have
Okay.
to close Zoom once.
Okay. Well, don't worry. Don't
But
don't
maybe I
don't.
can post it into the chat.
Post
The
it. Post it into the chat. Put the image into the chat. Let's gonna have a look.
Yeah, I can try that.
I don't know if the chat allows you to put images.
I don't know either.
Try. Let's try.
Um,
Let's gonna put our images here, guys. I'm going to, by the way, let's going to see how to download the images. Then I'm going to share again. I am going to download my image from. I like the one from Gemini. Here we go. I like this one. By the way, the one on Gemini is a bit. You have this Gemini logo here in the corner, the bottom corner. Okay. You can also use, for example, ChatGPT to delete this watermark. Okay. Let's go to download it. To download, you just click here. It's downloading, I think. Takes super long. I don't know how big is the image. Yeah, and this is, oh my God, 9 MB. Okay. Um, let's go to download the image here. Now, guys,
have
I
to.
have a I have a question. I have a question. Yeah, tell me, Nelly.
Yeah, sorry, I think you have to allow me to post something into the chat as a PNG data
How,
structure.
how can I do this?
I don't know.
Let me pause, hide, disable, tools, chat. Mhm.
Oh no, I can share
Ah,
it.
meeting group. Okay, you can share, no? Yeah, yeah, everyone can
Can you
share, I
see?
think. Let me check. It's loading, I think. The image of this thing. No, I cannot see.
No,
Participants can chat with meeting group chat and everyone directly. Um,
but I'm sharing
uh,
the screen right now.
you are sharing the screen. Give me one
Yeah, I'm
second.
sharing my screen, I think.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I can see your screen. Oh, super cool.
Okay.
That's amazing. Not for the final submission, okay?
Yeah.
But for here for the class for playing with it is super cool. What
Okay,
was the
nice.
prompt? What was your prompt?
My
Nelly?
prompt was, wait a second, using the provided image as a strict geometric and perspective reference,
Okay. Like
and then the building should look like a modern
a
temple.
modern temple in Japan. Okay,
And then
and
it
then
started with this one, and later I added that it should be in front of the Fuji with the
should look like
environment looking like
Shinjuku.
Shinjuku.
Okay, and you get the same, and in front of the Fuji, and then with vibrant colors, and okay, and then you
Later
have
I
this.
said there should be a garden in front.
But this is super cool, no? It's not changing. I mean, the perspective of the building is always the same, and it's changing the environment. This is working really well. I mean, for me, guys, this year with this thing, I forgot Nano Banana or Gemini, you can do the entire submission. So it's super. Very cool, Nelly. Very cool. Thank you for sharing. Let me share 1 second because I want to tell you. Uh, I have a question now, guys. I download the image from Gemini. The image is the quality is amazing. I for the ones here, I just did a screenshot, but this is not common. It's like 9 MB of image. By the way, you can ask Gemini or ChatGPT to improve a photo that you have. This I did. I have very old photos, and I told them to improve the quality of the photo. And suddenly, a super old photo with some of my family members. I increased the size and it was super cool. I mean, and then I have I scanned the photo. It was a bit blurry, but suddenly put it into the AI, it was super. I had a huge photo that later I can print in a bigger format, and it was super cool. So you can use it for things like this, for your projects, also for your daily life. It's really useful. But I have a question, guys. I download this image from Gemini. Who is the owner of this image? Who has done the image? Gemini or Javier Fuentes? Me. Because I have an answer, but I don't know if we think the same. What do you think? Because for me, I mean, this is very easy, right? I have just placed 2 clicks and then I have the image. What do you think about it? Who is the owner of this image? Me or the model? Or in this case, Gemini?
I think the model is the owner because they created the model and put so much
Hmm.
thought into it.
Okay, good answer, Nelly. Someone else? Do you also think that the model is the owner of the image? Clara, my Hibi, what do you think? Or Annalena? Are you here with me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, Annalena, you can go.
What do you think, girls?
I would say it's quite complicated by law because the model, yes, created it and they can say, okay, our company uses, maybe they have something in the terms of service. But if you
But
look where
forget.
the data for the training for the engine came from, they basically stole all the data. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very complex. Yeah, it's true. And you, Clara, what do you think?
I would say like the same, but I thought it's more Gemini who owns the model because
Hmm.
it's also a water sign in the right corner.
Yeah, I mean, here is water sign. Yeah, it's true. In the case of Gemini, it's water sign, but in the case of Mid Journey, it's not water sign. Well, they are very funny, these guys. If you instead of pay 10 euros per month, you pay 250 euros per month, the images are your property. You know, otherwise they say that the property of these images is Mid Journey in this case. You
Javier,
know,
did you
Y- y-
try ChatGPT?
I tried ChatGPT. Yeah. We try
But
here. Chat.
for me, it's not working because ChatGPT said that I wasn't able to generate this image because the request violates our content policies. And I put the
What,
same.
what what did you upload to ChatGPT,
I
Clara?
put the same text from the chat, and he said, no, it's not working.
Guys, did somebody try in ChatGPT and it worked? Because I
Yeah,
mean,
I tried it and it worked for me.
Okay,
okay.
maybe
You
try
should. I
ChatGPT.
mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe you don't want to. You didn't share your data with. I think that when you create your ChatGPT account, you can, or in options here, ta- 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 in options in configuration. Sorry, because this is in Spanish. No, this is a spoken language. You have somewhere here that let me 1 second. First of all, I want to change the language. Please, English. Where is the English? La, 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 memory
In general, you were on it. A little bit general.
general. Yeah, but here
By
is
Spanish. Yeah.
spoken English. But this is a spoken. This is when. Where is English? Arabic,
Maybe you can
Bosnian.
ask ChatGPT to change the language itself.
Really?
yeah, that's normally working for me.
Well, let's see. Let me try again. I'm going to reload. New chat. What the hell? I'm sorry. And I was writing in Spanish. Can you change the language of ChatGPT to English, please? Let's see what I have. You can select the model here, by the way. I didn't say anything because I think, guys, that all of you know how to use ChatGPT, right? No. Language. desktop web, general language, select English. Yeah, but this is what I did. Well, here we go. Language, okay. English. My God.
It was in the beginning. You missed it.
Japan.
Yeah.
English, US. Nice. Sorry, guys. Sorry for this. Clara, coming back to your thing. In your profile, settings or personalization, let me tell it's the same. Data control. I think that is something related with data control. Clara?
Yes, I will look.
Improve the model for everyone. You have it in on. Remote browser data on. Opa. You need to touch things here. Okay, under data control. I think that is a data thing. That since you are not allowing ChatGPT to read your data, they don't generate the image, I think. Okay, check it, and if not, we have a look. Okay, we see, but this should work. Okay. So, okay, here we go. We have the image. So yeah, guys, the question the question is very hard to answer. I don't have an answer neither, to be honest. I think personally that I am the owner of this image because, and the way I think this is the one who had the idea of uploading the photo like this, putting the model, the reference, and yeah, at the end the author. I think that was me. But it's true that I am using a tool, because I consider the way I consider ChatGPT or Gemini is as a tool. And it's the same that happened, for example, with Grasshopper, no? Or Rhino. Who is the author of this model? Rhino or me? I think that is a matter of amount of work, no? For my model, for the Grasshopper definition, since I put a lot of work, then I say, no, of course, it's me. This is clear for everyone, no? This is my work because I put a lot of hours. But it's true that since this is an easy thing, since that the owner of the image has to be the developers of the model. Yeah, well, let's going to think the same way. Why is not the owner the developer of Grasshopper, David Ratten, for example, of all of our Grasshopper definitions? I don't know. I accept every idea. This is the way I think, and this is the way I like to think. But it's true that I fully understand the other one. Like, hey, they have trained the model really hard. There's a lot of people here working, and this also has the watermark. Also, Clara said, no. We are going to discuss this in the. We have a lecture with one guest that is a specialist in AI, and we are going to talk about this idea. And I will share my idea again in class. Let's see what he thinks. That's going to be controversial. Good. So, for what you should use AI, guys, at the end of the day, my suggestion is AI doesn't give definitive answers. Instead, it works with probabilities. You should not use AI to generate a final design of your building, basically. I should not use AI to come to the studio and this is my final project. This is not the way, because I haven't designed this. If I can use the AI, in your case, it's really useful. If you have imagined, model everything, and at the end you do a render, a very sketchy render, and you put it into the AI, in this case, into Gemini, and say, hey, I want this to be a cool render. Really, results are really good and improves a lot the image, the quality, but the concept, the project is yours. Okay, it's your idea and keep your idea. Because here, for example, in this image that I generate with this was Midjourney. There are a lot of questions here, you know? Are the shifted cubes fitting my design intention? Maybe some random situations or for that the AI has generated are okay, but other ones are not clearly good for the design. You know, you should not use AI as a final tool instead of a process, okay? Or references. With Midjourney, I did the same. For example, I can input an image and say, hey, I want to modify the image. Like I want it more dense with a lot of levels and terraces. I input this image and then this was the output. Okay, I put, it has more levels, more terraces. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the same again. I'm going to download the image from Le Corbusier, which I have it here. I'm going to do a screenshot out of this because I don't want to upload 9 megabytes to my to the Gemini. I'm going to do a screenshot like this, and this is the image I'm going to upload. Then I'm going to the where it is here and say I'm going to upload the image here, and the prompt in this case is going to be well, this was, I upload this one in this case and say I want a more dense structure. And I have this with ChatGPT, you see, or I have this with Nano Banana Pro, or this with Midjourney. But let's going to do it with the Le Corbusier one. Create more more windows with multiple colors in this image. Don't change perspective and keep the and background. Let's going to see what we have. Okay, I'm gonna use the 3 of them and we can have a comparison. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is the image. And then let's see. ChatGPT for me doesn't work very well. It takes super long. And then click on send. With ChatGPT, I don't know if you have tried, guys. You can have a chat. I tried once. It's really weird that you are talking with ChatGPT, really. By the way, all the models that we are using are machine learning. They are learning exponentially based on data by themselves. Okay, you will see the difference with Galapagos when we use it next week. Okay, with Grasshopper. Let's see, and then I'm gonna go to Midjourney. The prompt is going to be the same, and let's going to add the image. The image is image prompt. Okay, and I'm gonna attach some parameters here, like variety. I want to increase the variety of my image. The model is the standard, the latest model. Okay. Weirdness. I'm going to put a little bit of weirdness here. I'm going to add realistic image. If you want to use Midjourney properly, there is a Midjourney help. There is where is the, here we go, in-depth documentation. Okay, you have the documentation of Midjourney where you can read different prompts, how to do prompts properly. image resolution. Okay, there is a lot of information that we are missing, of course, because it's not the goal of this class to become proficient to Midjourney. It's very easy, guys, to be honest. It's not like Grasshopper or Rhino. Web versus Discord. You see, I prefer Discord because it works with commands and I am used to coding. So for me, the editor in Discord is not available. And custom suffixes and option sets are only available in Discord. This is why I like it more also, you know. But yeah, depends. I understand that everyone is using more the web because it's way easier. Let's go to see what we have. Weirdness, super weird, really weird. Have you seen it? What is this? What is this? Really weird. With yep, ChatGPT did the job. Okay, so we have more windows, more colors, a little bit more boring than before. I prefer before, but let's go to see Gemini. Yeah, Gemini did pretty cool. Also, since that we have, I mean, it's not more dense, well, a little bit more. What we have is colors, windows with different colors. You see? Okay. I did it with this one, as I said, and it was like density parameters like this is very easy, or put in more windows or more openings or change the finishing. It's really easy. Editing one images is really good also. In the case of Midjourney, we are going to do it now. There is one editor that you can select the area of the image that you want to change, and the rest of the image keeps the same. For example, open a hole in the center. But last year, when I teach this, it was not possible to do it with ChatGPT. But this year, check it, guys. I took, for example, this one, and I say, I want create a big circular hole in the center of the building for a big terrace with a lot of trees and vegetation, you know? And this is what I got. This is this is ChatGPT. Okay, cool. This is Nano Banana. Super cool. Actually, it doesn't change the color. He was a bit of change of color. I see in the image is like becoming darker. And this was Midjourney. Okay, this was Midjourney. It's the same. Okay, I upload a photo and I put the prompt. For example, I am going to do the same again in Gemini. I'm going to upload a photo here. I want to put a Babylonian garden at the top of the building with huge trees and plants hanging from it. Okay. Also, let's going to see what it does here. Let's going to try also ChatGPT. I'm going to do the same, and let's see how it works. Because it usually works pretty well with the, I mean, these two this year worked really well in terms of editing the photo. And now you're going to see the difference with Midjourney, because with Midjourney, you need to select the area that you want to modify. Okay, I am uploading here the photo. It's not very hard, right, to use these tools. And this is also what I like, that the learning path is immediately. I mean, you only need someone that maybe push you a bit, like, hey guys, I'm going to use this photo, like what I'm doing now. They're going to use these tools, no? Like what I'm doing now. Otherwise, I mean, in my case, I'm usually lazy with these tools. It's like, well, I usually use Photoshop and stuff like this, but really this will help you and save a lot of hours of photo editing, okay? With with this. Still is writing in Spanish. Don't know why. The same happened with Rhino. Don't know why the text that I know Spanish and writing in Spanish. I have everything in English, my computer. There is no Spanish at all anywhere. Well, you see, this is ChatGPT. Seems like a good cap in our building. Let's go and see Gemini. Oh, it was not only the roof, it was everywhere. And now with Midjourney, you have to click on edit. Okay? To upload the image, you select the area that you want to modify. You want to modify all this. The rest of the photo doesn't mean that all this area is going to be modified. It means that could be affected by the modification. Okay, I'm going to include also this. You select this place and then write a prompt. The prompt is going to be the same as I had in Gemini. Maybe I need to put more time into Midjourney to work it properly. But honestly, with improvements of Google Gemini and ChatGPT that they have this year, doesn't make a lot of sense, to be honest, to start with all the documentation of Midjourney, learning how to use the interface of the web. It work. Okay. But yeah, I mean, they have to offer something else at this time. Video is really cool in Midjourney. We can see it next week. Okay, today we are going to focus on images, image editing. Okay. For example, I get this image and power plant factory full of chimneys at the top, and this was the solution. Okay. Take a look of the problem with Nano Banana, ChatGPT, is that you are not going to be able to select the area that you want to change. Okay, you have to try many times, and at the end you will have one that you like. With Midjourney, as you can see, I ensure that the rest of the images is exactly the same. You know, as what I had before. Okay. This is also another exercise that we can do. Blend images. Like I have two images. We are going to finish very soon, guys. Okay, it's not. We don't have a lot of stuff more. For example, get a abstract image. For example, I got this one and rocks. Okay, and put it in this case in Midjourney or in both images. You put it in the AI and say, I want to blend those images using sharp angles like broken rocks, for example, you know, and the solution was things like this. This is not very sharp, but I have things like this, no? Okay. I did it also with a banana, and this was the solution with a banana. Super cool. Okay, and check it. And this one, I modify the prompt and say, hey, now I want that these rocks are coming from a river or from the sea. So they are like polished and rounded. And this was the output. You see? Do you want to try? Somebody share the screen and we try with them. This was ChatGPT, for example, the same. This was my my output. And this was, for example, Midjourney with a glass image. I got a abstract glass image and then use it as the prompt, merging both. Somebody wants to try and share the screen? Or because I have already done this, it's pretty easy. With Midjourney, the only modification that you need to do here is under create. I don't know, let's going to generate the image by scratch, and then later we use it. Abstract image of color glass. Sorry. 3D environment. Let's see what we have. I'm gonna ask Midjourney for an abstract image with glass, with color glass. Let's see what we have. I like this one. Okay. Let's go to download this one, or I'm going to do a screenshot. For downloading images here, you click here and you download it, okay? On the top right. I'm going to use this one. And then my prompt, for example, in Gemini is going to be blend those two images, creating this image. And the other image is going to be Le Corbusier building, okay? Creating a new building design with complex forms and multiple colors. Keep the background and the perspective. Realistic image. Okay, let's see what we have. Something not very good for sure, because this image I think is a bit ugly. But let's see what we have. This is very weird image, to be honest. Merging building facades. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do the same in here. So this one, this one, and let's gonna write the input. Okay. Now it's uploading. Until the file doesn't upload, I cannot write the prompt. Yep. So let's see, Jimmy. 9. Oh, here we go. My class building. Very weird. Also, see that it has put the image literally on top. I'm gonna try to use this one also. Image prompt, and then image prompt, and then the prompt is going to be this one. Here we go. I don't want weirdness, and then variety 25. Not that much. Let's go. Let's see ChatGPT. It keeps. You see, it keeps still the plants at the top, and it's doing these crazy shapes here. But really good. I mean, for what I gave it, it was super. This one, okay. Let's see. This one, I mean, completely out of. I have to work more here in the prompts and select more parameters here, and variety 0, stylization 0. Well. You see, guys, were you able to blend images together? Yes. 1 second. We are almost finished. Okay. Okay, everyone here with me? Good. Okay. Good. The last exercise for today, well, we have two more, but I think that they are quite obvious, no? The last exercise for today, guys, is using one developed image of your buildings. For example, I have used this one, put it into the AI, and ask for a prompt. For example, this one reminds me for the therm valves of Peter Sumter, okay, which is like done with concrete, weight elements that are, the project is based on elements which are not lightweight, it's heavy, no? And the output was this. It's cool, okay? With Midjourney, for this, for example, this one reminds me to Chadabando projects, which are kind of non-standard. And this was the output, okay? As a reference, is super cool. As an idea that you can have here is very cool. We can do it also if you want, but I think that it's very simple, right? I mean, it's the same process as before. And finally, only prompt generated images for interiors. I just developed a brutalist architecture in the style of Tadawando, minimalist environment, concrete walls and floors, elegant furniture. Okay, and I write this prompt, put it in Midjourney, and this was the input. Okay. My professor told me that this presentation should be here. My recommendation is actually that you use these tools as a reference, not as the final, as I was saying, not as the final design of your project. You can use it here where the cross is, if those images you are going to edit them or improve the quality, or some adjustments in the image, that's fine. That's fine, guys. But don't think that this is going to make your project, because it's not. Okay. Good. So for this week, guys, we have those 6 exercises. Okay. The intention will be that you fulfill this week row with those 6 images. Okay, I think that there are more than 6 spots in the row, so you can select one and generate multiple of them, for example, like this. Okay, this intention for you to start working with these tools, because in the final submission, one part of the final submission will be AI generated images of your project, okay, of the project that you have developed in the parametric field. That I will explain you what it is. We have one class only to talk about the final submission, okay? This is the intention. Okay, so practice with this, learn how to use it. You will have to try many times. Honestly, this year with Nano Banana, you have it really easy. Last year were more complex, but this year, this has improved a lot, okay? Questions, or somebody wants to, do you have any issues with the models?
For the exercises, are we supposed to keep the architects the same, or can we choose our own?
Your own, Leona. Have fun. Okay? The important thing now is that you have fun. Don't worry. I mean, of course, don't try to avoid things like like this ugly thing. But have fun at the end. Okay? Like, this is not, I am just going to evaluate that you have followed the class, and that's all. I'm not going to evaluate the result. The result is for the final submission. Okay? So in this case, just generate some images and also find which one do you prefer. Honestly, I am a bit sad because it seems that Midjourney in this class is worse than Gemini. And it's not like this, guys. I can tell you the problem of Midjourney is that it is way more deep than Gemini or ChatGPT, the way you interact with the model. Okay. But I think that if somebody is really interested in this, I really recommend to check the thing. Yeah, sure. The presentation is going to be uploaded, of course, and you can base in the presentation. My recommendation is, guys, don't follow what I did. Don't follow exactly have the for example, this type of building or Villarkingels building. Don't follow my references. Find your own. Find your own. My recommendation is have fun and try to find your own process. Okay, here, this is important. And play a bit with the AI. I'm going to upload both the video and the presentation. Okay, for you to have it here. Next week we meet same place and same hour, and we are going to work with in this time Grasshopper. We are going to optimize things that we have already done. We will also generate floor plans of our building, automated floor plans, sorry. And I think it's going to be nice. You are going to have fun.
Yes, Adier, before you end,
Tell me.
for the students that are using ChatGPT, you can just upload a few pictures a day when you don't buy ChatGPT. But ChatGPT has a special program for generating buildings. It's called Zora, and there you can create multiple images. So if ChatGPT says you can't upload any images anymore, just use Zora. That's good.
ChatGPT, Sora. But Sora usually is for video.
You can make many pictures with it. It normally gives you 4 pictures, and then you can choose the one you like better.
Okay. But ChatGPT doesn't allow you, Annalena, to upload 2 pictures?
I think you can upload 3 a day or something if you don't buy it.
Okay. Honestly, guys, go for this, I think. Gemini, no? Have you tried, Annalena? Gemini?
No, we have to use at the moment Midjourney in the studio, and last semester we had to use Sora. So
In the studio, they force you to use one tool.
yes, last semester with BLM and this semester with Schifferli.
Okay. Well, I don't know how they know that if you have used ChatGPT or you have used Midjourney.
Midjourney have a bit different style than Sora.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you know if I have generated this image in Gemini or in ChatGPT, for example? Is there a way that you can identify this?
The professor asks you some question, and if you can't answer the questions for the program, they're like, that's the wrong program, use the different one.
Okay. Well, I don't know. But guys, I think that is not possible, no? Well, doesn't matter. But I just showed you the most 3 used image generation for architecture. Another one, have a look at this. D5 render. Okay, guys, this has a plugin in Rhino that works really well.
We can
Should
see
we?
the screen.
You cannot see my screen. Let me 1 second. D5 render is called. Again, why in Spanish? Can somebody explain? Well, it's called D5 render, okay? .com. I want it in German. Not found. English at least. Not found. Well, D5 render, guys. Okay. Have a look. To be honest, what I have done with this, I always need to go to Gemini, and the final touch I do it in Gemini. But to have this base render is super useful, super useful. It's really fast. It has a plugin for Rhino. It has a Rhino plugin, and well, I think that if you install this, you get the Rhino plugin automatically. You see, Rhino Live Sync. And you can generate renders. It's like I don't know, you have used how it's called Enscape from Chaos Group. I think that this now works a bit better than Enscape, and also with this small trick, you can improve a lot your render.
Enscape does not have a student's license anymore. They want you to pay.
Yeah. Enscape you need to pay. Now you need to pay. D5 is fine. D5 they have a student license. Okay, and also works really, really good, I have to say. Okay, guys.
Sorry, maybe one more question. I have
Yeah.
some weird things in Grasshopper. Maybe
We can have a look now. We can have a look. I'm going to stop 1 second, guys. I'm going to stop recording.